Well, howdy game fans, welcome to a whole new year of Super Start Select. I'm still Seb Ford.
And I'm still Jane Douglas. Coming up in this week's show, we've got the old 1-2 of news punches, this time featuring the furious left hook of a new XCOM title, that's a strategy game, not a shooter, and the punishing uppercut of 2 E3 console reveals.
That's followed by the only preparation you'll need for the coming 2012 apocalypse. What kind will it be, and how will video games save us all? We'll find out straight after the news and before the feedback. Speaking of news, commence news!
Seething mad when you heard classic alien invasion strategy XCOM was being rebooted this year as just another first-person shooter? 1. Calm down, and 2. Cheer up, because publisher 2K Games has just announced there is also a new XCOM real-time strategy number in the works at Firaxis Games, who are the people behind the Civilization games and so know plenty about making an RTS. It's called XCOM Enemy Unknown, and it's out this autumn on PS3, PC and Xbox 360. On the other hand, the shooter known only as XCOM from Studio 2K Marin comes out in March. 2K Senior Vice President of Marketing Sarah Anderson says with Firaxis' XCOM Enemy Unknown and 2K Marin's upcoming XCOM, 2K Games will be offering 2 different gameplay experiences drawing from the classic XCOM universe. Each game offers a unique XCOM experience in different genres, as envisioned by 2 different studios with unique creative visions. So there you go, something for everyone. Unless you're more of an RPG fan, in which case send strongly worded letters to 2K forthwith.
If you like video games, then chances are you've heard of its most influential industry event, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, which takes place each summer in Los Angeles, which is in the America. At E3, more than 45,000 press and industry types turn out to see the latest from games companies all over the world. It's recently played host to some big ol' announcement bombshells like last year's Wii U and the return of Master Chief in Halo 4.
John! I'm here.
E3 2012 announcements have been speculated from the minute Los Angeles Convention Center closed its doors 7 months ago. But according to the UK-based industry mag MCV, 2 bombshells are as good as confirmed: the next Xbox and the next PlayStation. On its site, MCV claims that Microsoft has signaled to company partners it intends to unveil the next console in the Xbox line at this year's show. But hold up, the real surprise is that Sony execs have also made it clear to third parties that they won't be left behind this time. Still, MCV's sources at Microsoft and Sony go unnamed, although on Twitter, MCV editor Ben Parfitt says, "Obviously we can't reveal our sources, but you have my personal word on this. The source is exemplary, 100% concrete, ultra high level." Ultra high level?
Over 9,000!
You might have heard a lot of crazy things about the world ending in 2012, as foretold in the 2009 Roland Emmerich documentary of the same name.
The world, as we know it, will soon come to an end.
Well, now we turn to the wisdom of video games for what's really going down in Apocalypse Town this fateful year. Maybe.
So it's 2012, that's right, 2012, and the world hasn't ended so far. Due to popular misinterpretation of ancient Mayan prophecies about 2012, we'd all been looking forward to some kind of Mesoamerican apocalypse this year. Turns out the Mayan prophecies actually originated in a set of ludicrously mis-chiseled stone horoscopes by a renegade astrologer, which academics now consider civilization's first recorded typos. That is to say, it's all been a big misunderstanding.
But it doesn't mean the world's not going to end this year, just that the Aztecs didn't see it coming. As we'll see in a second, the world might well end in 2012. But with centuries of progress over the Incans or whoever, and countless hours spent playing post-apocalyptic set video games, we can meet the end of days fully prepared. How might the world really end in 2012, and what do we do if it does? Games, as usual, have the answers.
So we ran all the variables through GameSpot's Doomsday Simulator, and this flavour of Cataclysm popped out first. The Armageddon meter predicts an 8.3% probability of nuclear apocalypse in 2012, give or take a few percent for secret atomic weapons programs. Shh. Fallout Stalker and Metro 2033, which teach us how to survive the irradiated Badlands in America, Russia and Russia respectively, tell us to look out for radiation poisoning, which can be treated with a dose of Rad-X or vodka, and 4 mutants, which can be treated with guns, or more nukes. As reasoned by Fallout 3 and New Vegas, a little more radiation can't hurt in a nuclear wasteland, right? Right, break out the mini nuke launcher.
The Armageddon meter, powered by advanced algorithmic technology and long sessions with Resident Evil, Left 4 Dead, House of the Dead, Dead Rising, Dead Island, and Dead of the Dead, predicts a 6.1% likelihood that zombie plague will end the world in 2012. In case of zombie plague, the games say to expect lots of running, shooting, hiding, shooting, psycho survivors who you'll be forced to shoot, improvising weapons from everyday items, and shooting. Handily, if games taught us nothing else, it's shoot things in the head, or shoot things in the glowing weak spots.
Attack its weak point for massive damage.
But go for headshots here.
By which we mean the old school End of Days or Armageddon Classic. Our calculations based on the small handful of pertinent games, scriptural study, and cribbing off that one dude who previously thought the end was nigh on May 21st, 2011, you remember, forecasts a low to middling risk of Judgment Day in 2012 with some chance of rain in the afternoon. The Book of Revelation says to mind out for a 7-headed dragon in the last days, but apocryphal work Darksiders revises the prophecy to 1-headed dragon. Best to avoid if you're not one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, on which the 2 texts again controversially differ. Darksiders says to be on your toes for war, fury, strife and death though. For advice on battling the Antichrist with religious conversion and real-time strategy, see Left Behind: Eternal Forces.
World-ending weather isn't as frequently treated in games as zombies or nuclear war, but we've got a select and diverse few titles to guide us. 2009 racer Fuel anticipates our contending with giant post-apocalyptic tornadoes, desert storms, and a world fuel crisis by driving around really fast? Okay. For the impact of rising ocean levels, see The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker's Great Flood, which advises retreating to mountaintops. Battlefield 2142 predicts a new ice age and world war, but then it also reckons we're safe for another 130 years, so there you go.
The combined power of Resistance, Crysis 2, Half-Life 2, Halo 2/3, Prey, Destroy All Humans, Mass Effect 3 and the rest, plugged into the Drake equation for figuring the odds of extraterrestrial civilization, tweet for the odds of extraterrestrial invasion, gives us a cause for concern 9% probability of hostile alien incursion before the year is out. As with so many of the potential world-ending scenarios we face in 2012, your best bet is guns. After the initial wave of attacks, chances are you'll end up leading the remains of humanity to victory against your alien oppressors. So if you can get your hands on a nanotech supersuit, some Mjolnir assault armor, maybe a spaceship, so much the better.
So there you have it, you are now Armageddon ready for 2012. Whatever the variety of apocalypse, unless it's a giant asteroid. Good luck, everybody! If you've seen the show before, then you already know how we feel about your feedback. We don't just love it, it actually physically sustains us.
We're only a handful of days into 2012 and you're already dropping opinions like they're red hot. Like GameSpot user and Pogonophile Yeebsy, who longs for the yesteryears of handheld gaming. Loving the beard action all over Johnny's face, not really sold on the most recent handhelds. Not sure what it is, but handheld gaming just doesn't seem the same since the Game Boy. I'm just probably getting old.
But economic analyst Joy Stick believes the global recession is to blame for the PS Vita's lackluster sales. The thing about these handhelds is that the economy is in a slump right now, so people are more conscientious of their money. That and the mobile phone platform. 10 years ago, the Vita and DS would have been selling pretty much like the iPhone. Now, dedicated handheld gaming devices are a bit redundant.
Well, growth fan and height champion Giant Man 11 says...
Hey, he's not a champion, he's 11th. He just missed out on the top 10.
Says, I find that the PS Vita had much promise. When it was released, however, it lost about 75% of my interest along with most of the world. If, say, this device would go down to maybe $150 or maybe even $200, many more people would buy this new handheld device, including myself. That's the spirit, big spender.
Next, despite Bethesda and Interplay finally resolving their differences over the long-disputed Fallout MMO license, GameSpot user Keach still wants Interplay to stay out. of making Fallout.
We get it, we get it.
No matter what the result of the Fallout license, I hope it's Bethesda developing a Fallout MMO and not Interplay. Or at the very least, a joint production. Hey, that's using the old noodle. And it looks like user Son of the Wolf agrees with you there. Why don't Bethesda and Interplay join forces and create the next Fallout? Throw in Obsidian and you got yourself the 3 reasons we have the amazing game series. Stop spitting the dummies out, guys, and create good games.
While ill-defined user The Grey Area foresees another marriage of Fallout lore and Elder Scrolls tech. I am now actually quite looking forward to what may be next up in the Fallout franchise, especially if the new engine advances from Skyrim are brought to the table for the next instalment.
And finally, GameSpot user Dragon Ball Kid can't help but point the finger of blame over the impending 2012 apocalypse. Also, if the world does end in 2012, I personally blame Johnny's silly beard. We agree, Dragon Ball Kid. Johnny's beard has a lot to answer for.
And with that, we're calling it a week. We'll catch you on Monday for more. Bye-bye. Like GameSpot user and Pognophile Yeebsy, who longs for the... Did I say that right?
Pogonophile.
Pognophile. Lover of pogs.
The next Xbox and the next PlayStation.
Then you just say the next Xbox and the next PlayStation again and you snorted into the mic.
Yeah. Stupid mic. That's how excited I get about these things.
It's the next Xbox.
Make some noise.
Hello!
Make some noise.
The thing about these handhelds is the economy is blah, 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 money, money.
That's fine. And now put your hands up for Detroit. Thank you.